And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thompson. 100%. And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big Sean McCarthy.
Well, hello and welcome to the Weighing In podcast. We have got a ton of fights to talk about. Nothing but fight all weekend long. So we're going to get going right away. But how was your trip back from Hawaii, Josh?
It was
You're
great.
You're not looking as tan,
sorry,
that means you were working. You were working.
I didn't get any chance to get to the beach except for when we went to the Monster event that night on Thursday. It's the only time I really got to see the beach.
That's at night. There's no tanning at night.
There's no tanning at night. Like, I came back and I shaved, and look at how I have like a little bit of a white patch that goes like this. And man, not much you can do about it. And we really didn't see the sun. I went for the hike early in the morning one morning, right when the sun was coming up. It was nice. Did the Cocoa Head stairs. I love that. I love that hike. It's awesome. It's awesome. So we had a good time. Got some pictures up there and came back down. And then it was a good week. I mean, it was a busy week. We did the USO tour. Meet and greet.
Yeah, that started like a fart in church.
Oh man, seriously,
so many stories.
Oh man, we showed up and first they were like, "Hey, can we? Is Josh Thompson here?" Yeah, that's him. Well, your ID is not a real ID. I'm like, "No, it's a real ID." They're like, no, it says on here, real ID. Do you think I'd be stupid enough to put on my ID that it's not a real ID? They're like, well, it says it's not a real ID. You idiots. Like, are you serious? It's a driver's license, but it's not. It doesn't qualify for the real ID to fly. You know, I guess apparently they're going to be implementing that here pretty soon, which they haven't started implementing it. Thank goodness. I mean, I travel everywhere.
Supposed to in 2020.
Yeah, they were supposed to in 2020. They can't
supposed to
pull
be in
their head out.
2020.
But you know what they can do? They can find ways to increase the 1%, 1.75% on people that have good FICO scores. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. I've got an 815 FICO score, and you're gonna fucking now charge me to buy more or to buy houses.
Charge
an extra
more
percentage.
Right.
That's ridiculous, man. Anyways, let's not get into that.
Here, real simple, Josh. No, real simple. Don't pay some bills. Let your FICO score down. Get a better rate. It makes sense.
I feel like it's a way.
It makes sense.
John, it's a way for them to crash the banks again and fucking bail themselves out and give themselves all fucking bonuses. It drives me nuts. Anyways, look, this is an MMA podcast. We're not going to talk politics, so we're going to move it right along. Hawaii was beautiful, as always. Got a little rain, about 10 minutes out of the day, and it just so happened to give us 10 minutes of rain at the Monster event as we were all sitting down eating. But the food was fantastic. People were fantastic, man. I met Big Boy, did some live training with him. Dude's fucking awesome, man. He's a good guy. Super nice, very soft-spoken, but his fucking back and his neck. I mean, he's got to have at least a 20-inch neck.
No.
It's pretty close.
He doesn't have a neck.
Yeah, there is no neck. You are right. There's no neck. We're not even going to say we can measure it. It's just fucking shoulders to ears.
That's
straight. Overall, though, we had a fantastic week. What was the best memory you had from this weekend?
From this weekend? You know what? I loved all the kids at the signings and stuff like that. With the military people. That was great. You know, getting into the base was not pissed me off.
No, yeah.
I was walking out. I'm done.
Well, I said it live on air, man. I said that it hit different when all the troops brought their kids this time.
Yeah,
did it last year. We did it last year, and it just wasn't.
I was
the
there
same.
too.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same last year. Last year was a lot of them running in their fatigues, going, I just took a minute off work to come get an autograph. I got to go back. So there wasn't as much interaction. They were like, I got to go. It was like, I just want to meet you guys, and that was it. Got their picture, and they bounced, did it for the gram, and but this time it was like we sat and chatted with kids and and parents, and there was some time. There was some time to really spend, and it was nice. Like I said, it hit different because the kids brought their jiu-jitsu belts, and a lot of them train at some of the Gracie gyms, on the island. It was awesome. It was awesome to see, and kids were all stoked, and it was fun. It makes you appreciate the fact that there are kids that are 18, 19. You meet them, you're like, man, you are young. You're a kid. And you're here just, making a living, getting by and doing your thing and supporting us and everything we do. It's fucking fantastic. I'm very appreciative to live in this country. Very much so.
Absolutely.
But you know what? We're going to jump right into the Bellator 295 first. Then we're going to talk the UFC, and then we'll do the Friday night Bellator card, and then we will talk some boxing. So I'll give you the little recap in the timestamps also on where that'll all be. And make sure you guys smash that subscribe button and the little thumbs up. I'm getting a lot of flack in the corner, man, or in the comment sections talking about, hey, that little thumbs up is what's going to get you guys some better work on the algorithm. So hit that thumbs up for us. Hit the bell because we're going to be dropping some specials this week because we've got some guys coming on to interview. And so make sure you guys hit that bell. We'll drop some shows, throughout the week, give you guys a little extra content. And if you guys are not following us on OnlyFans yet, please head over to onlyfans.com/weighing in and subscribe to us over there. It's free, you guys. It's free. That's all. Like it's a good time. We'll get to
say that one more time. It's free.
It's free.
And no, you can't have that kind of time with us.
It's not that kind of good time, but
we don't do that.
But yeah, we're gonna have some extra content on there for you guys and a lot more interaction with you guys on that platform. Onlyfans.com/weighing in. Let's get right into Bellator 295. Rafion Stotts, Patchy Mix. Start from the top, baby. Just go right into the main event. Let's go.
Just go right into the main event. You had it for the Bantamweight World Grand Prix finish. Both guys started off with wins last year in the exact arena. You looked at all the things that were in place, Josh, when you think about it. Let's go with Patchy Mix. He only has one loss on his record. It was to Juan Archuleta. Jason Herzog was the referee of that fight. And guess who his referee was for this fight? Jason Herzog. Mm-hmm. So you're looking and going, wow, okay, that's maybe a little bit if you're superstitious. And then Rafion Stotts has had nothing but wins in the Blaydes Arena, and he had a big knockout win to win the championship against Juan Archuleta, who had beaten Patchy Mix. And you're going, wow, that sounds really good. And Patchy Mix says, I'm not superstitious. I'm knocking you out. Boom! Done. That's the end of the story.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never have thought that it would have been done by a knee, which in hindsight's 50-50. I would have went back and realized because of his body style, because of the way that Rafion Stotts dips his head when he punches, he kind of leans in for the wrestling. Yeah. I think it's just it's a habit that he's developed over the years. He strikes kind of getting ready to set up on the takedown if the opportunity presents itself. And that body style, we've talked about this forever. I've said this forever. The Corey Sandhagen body style, the Patchy Mix body style, that John Jones has made a career off of his body style. They're hard, they're difficult to deal with. You look at this Corey Sandhagen knockout of Frankie Edgar, very similar. And I know Sean Grandy said
a little bit more of a jump in that one though. Just a little bit more. In
which one?
Sandhagen against Edgar.
Did he jump? I don't think he jumped in that one.
Yeah, he jumped.
Oh, did he? Okay. But regardless, like the height of their opponents. Sure. Frankie being shorter, Stotts being shorter, and bringing the knee just right up the middle. And it doesn't have to be hard. You just caught him on the exchange.
No, because knees are heavy. You just got to hit it in the right spot.
Yeah, and I'm just jabbing. I'm hitting that knee upward and shoving your jaw back up into your throat. I mean, you're out, man. Your teeth clatter. Just everything is, it all works picture perfect, and it doesn't have to be hard. And that's the misconception that knees have to be hard. They don't have to. They just got to hit the right spot. You hit the liver in the right spot, it's as bad as a body shot or even worse than a body shot. You just got to hit the right spot and the right time. The knee to the jaw. I mean, I don't know how many people could have taken that. I mean, he was out. I mean, he was staring off into space. And I hit him up yesterday and I said, hey man, stay the course. You're still one of the best bantamweights in the world. No doubt about it. There's no confusion about that. Rafion Stotts is one of the best bantamweights in the world. It just wasn't his night. I said, buddy, you're 19-2, and you've looked very impressive since coming into Bellator. Patchy Mix. His one loss is to Juan Archuleta, but he remedied that by going back to the drawing board. That was the best thing that could have happened to him, was him losing that fight. Because
Absolutely.
he thought because the way he is in the gym and the way he is in all of his other fights,
everybody.
He thought, oh man, once I get this guy to the ground, it's over. Well, Juan Archuleta was able to defend very well from the back. I mean, you could say potentially those 2 rounds were 10-8 rounds, and that would have made the fight a lot closer. But still, regardless that they weren't, still, it was a great it was a great learning lesson for him on understanding that you chase a submission. If it's not there, you don't keep chasing it. You just control the position, make them work to defend and get out. That's it. Do damage. Yep. Big time damage. So, but in this fight, never got going. What was it? 1:29, I think it was. in the first round. Just nicely placed up the middle. Boom. Lights out.
Big
But,
win.
I mean,
You take a look and hey, super happy for Patchy Mix because of the fact he did everything right from the point when he did lose that fight to Juan Archuleta. He took some steps back, looked at what he was doing with his career, with his lifestyle. Was it the right thing that was going to get him to where he wanted to be? And he made changes.
Yeah.
And those changes are the reason that he's in the position he is now. And you look, he's a stud. You know that. I know that. You know, other people that are around, around his training and stuff, they all know. They know how good he is. And he's going to be very tough to beat.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's some other 135 pounders at some of the other gyms and locations in Vegas that won't train with him. So that should tell you enough. And I'm just not talking like lower level guys. I'm talking a lot of high level guys that just don't want to train with him. They're not even in the same organization, but they don't want to train with him. He's good. And good. Congratulations to him. I mean, people were asking me though, they said, hey, how come you have two belts? How come you got two belts? Well, one is the Bantamweight World Grand Prix belt, which when they do it again next time, it'll have now a plaque on the side with his name on it to win it. And then the next time they do it, they'll give it out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, the belt that he has the name of everybody that was in that tournament. Their names are all on that belt. It's a really cool belt.
And then I think from what I understand from Coker is that the next one they give out, they'll have all the names on the tournament. And then on the other side will be the people who have won it.
People that have won it.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, man. It's a historical thing. And then the other one was the interim title belt that Rafael Stotts had when he beat Juan Archuleta.
Yep.
So it's easy. I shouldn't say it's easy. It's easier to win the belt than it is to keep it. So he's got his work cut out for him. So you look at the guys he's going to potentially have to fight, Sergio Pettis or Patricio, whichever one. But I mean, he's been calling. He would really like to have that Patricio fight.
Yeah, you look and you go, I understand that, but he's the champion of the featherweight division. He still has to beat Sergio. And that's not going to be an easy thing to do. So, right now it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You're sitting in a good position. I get to watch, and I'll then know exactly who I'm fighting.
Exactly. So, next.
Big win. Alimale McFarland taking on Kana Watanabe in a kind of like an eliminator match to see if, who possibly could be fighting Liz Carmouche, who we'll talk about later on. Split decision fact, just wasn't, that exciting of a fight. Not enough going on. Both women a little bit hesitant, a little bit, their grappling kind of neutralized, one another. Kana had some beautiful takedowns though. There was a couple times I loved how she reached for the hand on the one to bring her down and everything. She had some really nice foot sweeps out. The judo was there. In the end, though, Alimale McFarland got the decision, and talking to the judges, they all thought that, Kana Watanabe was trying to grapple but wasn't doing any kind of damage, and at least Alimale was landing some shots, was doing something, and looked like she was trying to actually work towards finishing the fight compared to someone they thought was trying to ride out time. I had Kana Watanabe winning. I'm being honest.
Okay, I just wanted to. Me too.
Okay.
I did as well, and I said it on the broadcast. I think that I know she wasn't doing as much damage, but she had the better throws. She had the better control. And when the shots were being landed by Alimale, in terms of the grappling exchange, they weren't that hard. Now, on the feet, it was different. The straight right hand was fucking money.
Well, yeah, that's why money. That's why I thought she won the first round. She actually landed shots that hurt Watanabe.
Yes.
You could see they bothered her.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So I did have it being 29-28, but I thought it was going to be Watanabe to win. And look,
but again, in this type, and this is where people get all, either lady, in my opinion, cannot be upset with losing that, because you left it way too open for someone to have an interpretation of who should win this fight. Yeah. You didn't do enough to prove that you deserve to win it.
This is where I goes though. When we have these conversations, we had this when we were in Hawaii, is that the blood in Danny Sabatello's head, the crowd when it makes noises when a shot lands, and it's a hometown crowd.
It can't. It can have an influence. I'm not going to sit there and say that can't. The blood, get away from me. But But it is true. When you're in a hometown, you'll see that, sometimes, and look at, I don't know how to say it. There's all types of levels as far as judging, and you had certain people there that are high-level judges, and then you had certain people that have not had the experience in doing that high-level judging. They've been judging in Hawaii when there's shows, and there's just not that many shows there, so they don't get that much experience.
It's true. That's true. But overall, like you said, either one of them could have done, both of them, could have done more. Could have done a little bit more aggressive in the attack. They were both understanding what's at stake, and both of them fought conservative. Just wasn't one of those, get me to tune in kind of fights.
Was not one of those fights you go, wow, I want to see that again. No. Nope, don't. Yancy Medeiros versus Charlie Leary, though, I'll see that any day. Because that's what fighting is all about.
Oh, shit.
Again, going into this, we talked about Charlie Leary, and, he doesn't get the credit for being the incredibly tough individual he is, because he's tough as hell. Yeah. I call him a walking zombie. And there's been other fighters that I've said the same thing about. Those are those guys that, man, you can hit them with a baseball bat, and they just kind of go and keep walking forward. And you go, God damn, stop that. Yancy Medeiros being a guy that, coming off of a lasting injury, he had the eye injury and stuff, so he's finally past that. And he was getting beat. He was taking some shots. Charlie Leary was putting some shots on him and hurting him. And, Yancy decided, I'm biting down. I'm going to just plant my feet and go. That's not always what I would suggest. It's not always the smartest game plan, but I'll be damned if it didn't work for him, because he hit Charlie Leary with some shots, and you can see Charlie Leary got hurt, then went after him and goes to the ground, grabs the rear naked, gets the submission win. Beautiful job by Yancy. And man, that crowd exploded over his performance.
I was going to say something, but I'm afraid to fuck it up. You can take the Hawaiian out of Hawaii, but you can't take the Hawaii out of the Hawaiian. That's close. He's a scrapper, man. And he just, you look at certain guys and fighters that come out of there. Look at Max, you look at BJ, you look at, Sumiko.
But there is something about, and I'm going to say, not all Hawaiian fighters fight smart. They don't. And many times I'm going, what are you doing? And we're going to talk about someone who I said that about before, but the one thing that when you put a Hawaiian fighter, they're going to throw down. They know that. They know, hey, I can't go out here and not just throw down, because, my family will get all over me. My friends will get all over me. I've got to go out there, and it's what they do. They are just tough human beings they'll scrap. Everyone looked at BJ as the guy because he was so technically good, but he would just scrap too at times. Mm-hmm. So,
his fight with Gomi. Then him fighting Machida. He went out. He was fighting at 200 something pounds when he fought Machida.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? And he fought Rodrigo. He fought Henzo. He fought all those guys, and they were all bigger than him. All of them. Henzo was probably about the same. Henzo was probably about the same, but Rodrigo was bigger than him.
No, Henzo was not the same.
No. You think Henzo was bigger?
Yeah,
BJ was a little, a little round at the time. BJ's my boy, but BJ, he understands.
I'll help you. I'll help you take him down.
But there's a lot of pressure that goes with fighting in front of your people, man. Not just, I know it's like, look, okay, you bring your crew when you go and fight somewhere else. No, this is everybody you see on a daily basis. Yeah. It's a little bit more pressure. Sure, they're all watching you at home.
There's an expectation.
When they're there. Yeah,
but there's an expectation. There really is, and they know it. And I'm telling you, as a whole, they deliver. Mm-hmm. They deliver. So
this was a perfect fight. This was a perfect fight for both of them. They both had opportunities to win. Charlie just got hit with some big shots, and that fucking Hawaiian power just came through. Yancy just fucking bit down on the fucking mouthpiece and let it sling. He did. Yep. He let it sling. Next fight.
Aaron Pico taking on James Gonzalez. This was a replacement fight for Aaron Pico. He was supposed to face Otto Rodriguez. Otto pulled out. So James Gonzalez really took this thing almost on a little over a week's notice. And always in the gym, always training. So he came in prepared, and he proved it. And I'll tell you what, I thought James Gonzalez fought just a ballsy fight. He went after Aaron. He did not, in any way relinquish anything as far as, oh, you're Aaron Pico and I'm supposed to lose. He went after him. He did everything he could to win that fight. Put on a great performance. I thought Aaron, the best thing that could have happened for Aaron, I said it during he needs the time in the cage. He doesn't need that fighter that he can just get rid of. He needs someone like a James Gonzalez that is going to sit there and say, yeah, you're hitting me with great shots. I'm not going to go away. I'm not stopping. And so I thought it was a very a timely win for Aaron. And I thought that James Gonzalez proved why they brought him in and why they gave him a contract. The dude can fight and he's tough as hell. Yeah,
I like the fact that they gave him a contract because he's good. He's tough. He went out there, showed no respect to Aaron. He didn't get what he needed, which was the W. But I mean, he showed everybody in the 145 pound division that he's.
Well, he won respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
He won respect. And Ray Longo, is his longtime coach. He wasn't there for him, but it's obvious that he fights like Ray Longo and Weidman and Sarah and all those guys fight. They just fight tough.
Yep. I think the fight to make proud. I think the fight to make right now though is Aaron Pico and Mads Burnell.
Ooh.
That's the fight to make. Mads is good on the feet. Yeah, you've got to. I mean, Mads already had his title shot. Did he?
No.
He fought Adam. No, he fought Adam Boric.
I was like,
right.
Okay.
No, he fought Adam Boric. Right, he came up short. That's right. Aaron's already fought Adam Boric. I think the Mads fight would be perfect. That's good. Because Mads is tough as fucking nails. And I don't know if Aaron. Tell me why
you have that fight over the Jeremy Kennedy fight, which people look at and don't give Jeremy credit for winning, even though he did.
This is why. I stood next to Jeremy Kennedy when he's not in camp right now. That dude's fucking bigger than me. He is enormous.
Yeah, well.
Holy shit. John, he's like my height. He's maybe a little bit shorter, like a tiny bit shorter.
No, he's not.
He's shorter than me?
No, he's at least your height.
Yeah, so I was thinking he was my height, maybe a tiny bit, but whatever. I mean, my hair is probably a little bit taller. That's it. He had a shaved head, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, man, he's big. I said, what do you weigh right now? Like 185? He's like, no, 179. I was like, Jesus, man. So, I'm definitely down with the Jeremy Kennedy rematch. Absolutely. I did notice that Aaron had a hard time getting the takedowns.
Okay.
I think a little bit had to do with maybe the shoulder.
It had nothing to do with the shoulder.
Oh, okay.
It had to do with game plan. And it had to do with the guy. It had to do with the coach named Greg Jackson, who wanted him to look. I want you to stand on your feet. I want you to just take your time. Don't throw hard. Just touch. We want you to I want you to be out there and move around.
Got it.
So when he got into clinch situations, it was like he was supposed to shove off. He wasn't supposed to.
Okay, that makes more sense. But it just seemed like a couple times he got in on the high crotch, and he wasn't able to really lift or really get it to. He one or two times he got it down, but it was like okay, back out and just get back.
You never saw him shoot for a takedown.
No, I didn't really shoot. So. It was more like I'm in close. I might as well grab the leg. So
got into clinch, and he it's almost an instinctive thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he's in like that, so it's okay.
Yeah,
but good win. Good job of coming back from a nasty shoulder injury and getting himself back. I like the call out. He wants a title shot.
Yeah, the thing is people need to understand how hard and difficult it is to fight somebody on a week's notice. I'll give you an example. I fought Bobby Green on 10 days notice. He came in on late notice, and I was supposed to fight Michael Johnson. They're just different fighters. Now, don't get me wrong. They're very close in terms of they both like to box, and both have decent wrestling. But the speed and the what we were going to do with Michael is not what we were going to do with Bobby Green. It was a different style. I knew that with Bobby, I could touch, and still have. He wasn't super fast. Bobby was slick, but he wasn't super fast. With Michael Johnson, he was just too damn fast. I knew that I was going to have problems with him on the feet, and the plan was to wrestle a lot more. So when I went out there, it just wasn't the same fight. It just everything felt different. It's the mind fuck, really. And Aaron made the adjustments and had a great performance. The key is Aaron came away with the victory. My ass came away with a loss, an L. You know what I mean? Like, just wasn't one of my best fights.
Well, see, people think that it's easy for the person that's been trained. It's not easy for either fighter because you're not prepared for the one you end up going against, and it makes it more difficult.
I almost feel like it's easier for the guy who come in late.
Sometimes it is.
Because when I fought Kawajiri in Japan.
Especially if you have been just training, because you haven't peaked, you haven't overtrained, and you'll come in and you actually, many times, you have really good performances.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you feel like, okay, you have nothing to lose also. Like, okay, they know they called me in on short notice. I mean, they're not expecting me to win. I can either go at them really hard until I get myself super tired, or I could pace myself. Let's see what happens. So it sometimes favors, I think, the person who's coming in on short notice. James Gonzalez looked fantastic. Congratulations, young man. I know you didn't get the win, but big fan now. Big fan.
Yep.
Next fight.
Absolutely. Mads Burnell, who you were talking about against Justin Gonzalez. This is one of those I take a look at and I go, Justin Gonzalez needed this fight.
Yeah.
Because you think you're going to just go out and be able to do whatever you want at times. And then when it doesn't work that way for you, and you got a guy with all the experience of Mads Burnell, things can go against you, and you can get caught in situations. And the other part of it is, Josh, I know, it's like, I use this sweep all the time. I always am able to get people off with this. I can always get myself back. And then you meet that one person that you go to do your little sweep, or you go to do your get up, and all you get is nothing.
Smashed.
Yep. And that's what happened in this fight with Mads and Justin. He met someone that was just a step ahead in that ground, and was able to stop everything that he wanted to do, and was able to reverse him when they got to the ground if he took it down. And and Ryan Schultz in his corner was telling him, hey, no more takedowns.
Yeah.
Ryan was right. Still didn't.
Flop your mic.
How's that? Still didn't happen.
Yeah, we this fight
I love
left
the fact I get to hit my mic. Sorry.
This fight left a lot to be desired, though. There should have been such a way better fight. Both of them are dogs, but one guy found a way to make it an easy fight, and he took the easy way, which I don't blame him at all. I'm not saying Mads fought a very high fight IQ.
Yep,
James was struggling. Now, it's easy because James, his only loss before this was to Aaron Pico. Justin Gonzalez. James Gonzalez, Justin Gonzalez fight.
Yes, I know.
One after each other.
I know.
Justin Gonzalez, his only loss before this was to Aaron Pico, where he got out wrestled. He got outboxed a little bit too, but he got out wrestled mainly.
He got out wrestled.
Yeah, he got out wrestled. He got controlled from the top position, all those things. But it's easy to walk away from a fight against Aaron Pico and go, yeah, I got out wrestled because this guy's Olympic caliber. But then you're going to go, well, okay, now I fight someone like Mads Burnell. People don't realize how good he is. I've grappled with him on the floor. He's nasty good. He's got some sneaky good stuff. Good sweeps. He's got good Japanese necktie. He's really good on the neck.
Same sweep twice.
Yeah.
And look, you get swept by someone and they you go, okay, that shit ain't gonna happen again, right? And you squash it.
Yep.
You go right out and it's all whip, go again. Yep.
And that's the thing. So when you see what Mads was able to do, he was able to control it. Even when he got taken down, the very first takedown was to Justin Gonzalez. He's on bottom, or Mads was on bottom, and boom, right to the sweep. I'm like, all right, well, this isn't going to go well for you now because you're on bottom now. Yep. So after that, as soon as that sweep would have happened, I would have just been like, okay, we're not threatening another takedown until you guys get a little bit more sweaty. And but then he did it again. So just back to that, just keep it on the feet then. You got to find a way to get it going on the feet. I don't know. But overall, it was one of those fights where I look at Aaron Pico and Mads Burnell, or Jeremy Kennedy and Aaron Pico, or, that type of group of fighters.
Yep.
So we'll see. Next fight.
Kai Kamaka III against Adley Edwards. Here's my takes on this. Adley Edwards is a fighter. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate, man. He's actually got speed. He's got good stand-up. He's got very good wrestling. But he's ended up fighting Kai Kamaka at a time when now Kai Kamaka understands how to fight. And when it's hard to explain to people, you can be a fighter and not know how to fight. There is a whole element to fighting that's all about being smart, what you do, when you do it. And Kai Kamaka, on this podcast, we talked about him multiple times in fights that he lost, because he fought in Bellator. He went to the UFC. He won some. Then he lost to TJ Brown in a fight. And when you look at how he lost a couple times, fight IQ, especially on one of those fights, was just horrible. You just look at what he was doing. You go, what are you thinking, son?
Well, one was also a bad judge's decision where he should have won.
That
the
was,
fight.
I think that was the TJ Brown one.
Right.
But the one before that, really bad fight IQ, the way he fought and everything. Because let's be honest, Kai Kamaka is very athletic. He's got good wrestling, super fast with his hands. He's got very good stand-up, but he'll get himself into brawls when that's not what's going to get you the win. What's going to get you the win is being the technician, being the guy that's slicker in here, because you have that ability against the guy you're fighting, but now you're fighting his fight. And I thought that I talked to Kai after the fight and told him, I said, hey, you have turned the corner, my man. You have really shown you are a smart fighter now. I could not be more happy for you. I couldn't have been more proud of the way you fought that. There were times when you could have tried to, I'm going to do this. And he was looking to counter you. You just stayed the course. That's what a smart fighter does. And I thought he won a great fight against a very tough guy and looked fantastic doing it.
Adley Edwards is in this. He's in this patchy mix position where when he fought Juan, he fought really aggressive, really all out there in the first round, and then as the first round went away, he blew his wad a little bit too much.
Got a little tired.
Yeah, and then what I loved about Kai Kamaka, and you said fight IQ, is that he didn't let any of that distract him. He got hip tossed, he got thrown, he got taken down, he got hit with some big shots. He just said, you know what? This is a long fight. I got the whole second round. I got the whole third round. And as it started developing, Adley started slowing down, and Kamaka's leg kick started having an effect. His boxing started having an effect. He was able to start mixing it all up, controlling the body locks and the takedowns. He was able to do everything after Adley had already kind of blown his wad. That's the difference between someone, like you said, someone that can fight doesn't mean that you can fight. Yeah. It's years and years of experience.
It's not just the physical. Cage. It's all about the brain and what you're doing out there.
Yep. So I look at Kai, man. He's come a long way since he's been back in Bellator, and this was a good test for him, especially in that first round where he was getting thrown all around and switched and reversed. He went for the takedown, and Adley just stepped over almost right to mount, and they got in the scramble. Yep. It was some good stuff. Good fight by both of them, but Adley's going to have to learn how to control himself, so he doesn't get tired of going in the second, third. Kai, just stay the course, my man. You
got to look at Adley Edwards. As I'm saying, I'm impressed with his skills. He's a good fighter. Mm-hmm. He's got two fights in Bellator, 2 losses. First one was to Aaron Pico. He came in last minute, and now to Kai Kamaka. So I would like to see him give him just a step down, and let's see what happens with him.
John, not John, but Dave, pull up Adley Edwards. Does he look a little bit like to? Just click on him, yeah. Adley Edwards. Up, right in the middle. He's right in the middle.
Down now. There you go.
Dave looked everywhere but there.
Everywhere.
Does he look? No, I want his picture. Does he look a little bit like Tony Ferguson?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
He has different hair than Tony, but different hairline.
But he shaved his head. He looked just like Tony Ferguson.
He looks a lot like Tony. He can wrestle like Tony too. He can wrestle. He's good. You take a look at his fights there, and he's a good fighter.
All right. Well, I would imagine he signed a 3-fight deal, so we'll probably
Sunshine needs another fight and needs to be against someone good, but I'd like to see him go again.
Have him fight the other guy. His name's Sunshine. Lencioni.
Lencioni.
The two of them would be a fun fight.
That would be a great fight. Would Lencioni make weight?
Yeah, that's true. Son of a bitch was texting me at 3 a.m. Oh, it's my last time. I don't think I'm going to make the weight anymore. You didn't make the weight this time, motherfucker. You missed it by 6 pounds. And then I see him in the morning. Never mind. I was giving him a hard time, and he knew it.
Pancakes.
I can just see you looking at me. No shit, I'm looking at you. Next fight.
Sumiko Inaba against Vida Ortega. I'll tell you what, Vida Ortega, I love her as a fighter. She's just ballsy. Man, she's got grit. She's a brawler. She's really good on the ground, and she wasn't able to get this fight to the ground. But you really have to be impressed with how far Sumiko has come as a fighter. Coming into Bellator, she had her debut fight, I believe, in Bellator as a professional, and has won every fight they put her in. And in this one, Josh, she looked like a fucking sniper out there. She was utilizing that jab. She was just picking Vida apart. Vida kept taking more and more damage. Was understanding I'm getting beat and was trying to come forward more to try to create something, and just took more damage. A beautiful boxing exhibition. Could have kicked a little bit more with Inaba, but I'm being really fucking picky in saying anything. Fantastic performance.
Yeah, I thought she looked fantastic. I think this is what she needed. She needed a tough, gritty fight. Her last fight, she needed that also, and she got it. And this fight, she needed to understand that not everyone's just going to drop when I hit them. And it was good for her to experience that. Now, I do want to kind of switch it. I'm not taking anything away from Inaba's performance, but Vida, for the last, say, 3 or 4 fights, I haven't seen her get better. She's no adjustments. I don't know if she needs to maybe start taking a look at another camp, or I don't know. And I'm not trying to knock the camp, but they've got to make some changes, because she's always been known for the tough, gritty fighter, and that's great. But she's been known to take in, especially in a couple of her fights. What was her last? Not her last fight, or the Alejandro Lara fight. She took a lot of damage in that fight. And then this fight, she took a lot of damage in this fight. Not Inaba, the one she fought. The girl she
took
fought.
a lot of damage.
Vida.
In this fight.
Yeah, she took a lot of damage in this fight. Her Alejandro Lara fight, she took a lot of damage. The Limale fight, she was looking really good. That was her title fight.
Yeah,
but she got split open. She got cut open. So
by an elbow.
Yeah, and she was looking good, though. She was giving Limale some problems for a second.
Oh, yeah.
I just, I haven't seen her get better, though. She's the same fighter. No changes, no inside kicks, no head
not
kicks.
A kicker. She's not a kicker, though.
I get it, but it's hard. Then you got to be a better clincher then.
Okay.
If you're going to be in boxing range, I need better elbows. I need better knees. And that's where Alejandro Lara beat her up, was in the elbows, because she knew that Vida swung wide, and they worked just elbows inside the clinch, pressing her to the fence. And that's how she got she got beat up pretty bad in that area. So I look at Sumika beat her with the boxing, which she was a little bit faster, a little bit tighter. Those are things that she's going to have to clean up. If you're a wild swinger, she has a good jab, she throws a good punch, but she sometimes pushes it out, and they don't have to respect the power then. Yeah. So she's got to clean up. Even in her boxing, she should be spending a lot more time on that and cleaning it up, not making it so wild, and putting better combinations together. Just throwing the 1s and 2s is not the way to be, man. Not now. The sport's taking a change. It's getting to that 3 and 4 punch combinations. They've got to stay tighter.
They're going to land.
Yeah. Any other fights on this card you want to talk about?
Yeah. Go back real quick. Just as I say, the opening fight, I want to say, was the first fight for Kukuri coming out of Pancrase. Had a big time. He was losing that fight, had a big time knockout, came from behind. Bruna Ellen is the one I want to say something about, along with Davion Franklin. In that, Bruna Ellen, 26 years of age, has had a lot of fights in Bellator, but she's still super young, and man, she put on a great performance against Ioane. And then Davion Franklin against Aras. Davion Franklin has learned about trying to settle down in a fight, and that's good to see, because that's the reason he ended up winning that fight, because it was a tough fight for him, and he's got power. He just needs to rely on the fact that he doesn't have to try to hit everything as hard as he can.
Yeah. One last thing I'm going to say is Bruna Ellen, congratulations. She's engaged. Her now fiance proposed to her, I guess, on a boat yesterday. I think it was yesterday.
Very nice.
And so congratulations. 26 years old, I think is what you said.
Yeah. Sean Grandy is going to be brokenhearted.
Oh, man, I texted him already. I sent him a picture. He's like, I'll bide my time.
It's like
bro, we're all getting old, buddy. So she is such a sweetheart, though. She's so nice, so sweet.
She's a real sweetheart.
Like I said, guys, if you guys are not following us on OnlyFans, go to onlyfans.com/weighing in. Hit the subscribe button over there. It's free. We're not charging anything. Come on over. We got extra content over there. We're going to post clips of our interviews coming up this week. We also take fan questions off of our OnlyFans only for our fans out of there. So make sure you guys head over there. It is free. onlyfans.com/weighing in. Next thing, Dave.
Only for our fans.
Only for our fans.
OnlyFans. Got it.
UFC, what is this, 77?
Fight Night 71, I think. Was it Fight Night 71?
Vegas 71.
Vegas
71. From the Apex Center, you had the big heavyweights going at it with Sergey Pavlovich against the Razor, Curtis Blaydes. These dudes were slinging some leather, dude. They were going big shots. And when you looked at it, throwing big shots, Curtis can, he can stand up and he can fight in the stand up. He's got good wrestling. You would think that was where he wanted to get the fight. He just was never able to even sniff a takedown on Pavlovich. Pavlovich has learned, over time, came in as a boxer, was at AKA, got taken down continuously by a couple of decent wrestlers there throughout, his time and training there. But that's what you got to do. You got to be the fucking nail, and you got to be the guy that, the small fish in a big pond. It's okay as long as you're learning every day. And his takedown defense has actually gotten pretty damn good. And he really reminds me of, Francis Ngannou as far as the power that he has in his hands. When he hits people, you can see they get hurt. And they don't like it. He hurt Curtis a couple of times in that. He had him wobbling a couple of times. And then at the finish, that was just all, an accumulation of damage that Pavlovich hit him with.
Curtis Blaydes is in the same position that Corey Anderson was in.
Yep.
And it really is. The UFC doesn't want him to advance because
they don't want him to wrestle. Yeah.
And they put pressure on you. Like, until you have exciting fights, we're not going to give you a title shot. Doesn't matter how many wins you get, whatever it is. I said on the show a couple weeks back, or maybe even last week, that Curtis Blaydes is a bad matchup for John Jones. But he's only a bad matchup for John Jones, not because John Jones can't wrestle. We all know John Jones can wrestle. That because they're the same height, same reach, same range, that kind of stuff. Maybe not the same reach, but off by a little bit. But still, they're both big guys. And
Pavlovich
John Jones
has the same reach,
but Pavlovich can't wrestle like John Jones.
No,
but it doesn't matter. Curtis Blaydes needs to take a page out of Cain Velasquez's book and just chase the guy around for the first minute and a half, 2 minutes, trying to get a takedown. And as he gets tired of defending the takedowns, they'll come easier. He just didn't shoot. He didn't shoot until he was already in trouble, John.
Until he was hurt.
Yeah, you can't shoot like that. The guy knows it's coming.
Yeah.
He knows it's coming.
And it's coming slow.
Yeah. And it's usually coming off your back foot. Like, as in, like, you're moving backwards. Then you're, oh shit, I'm in trouble because I'm putting pressure. And then you have to actually squat back down on that back leg and then try and shoot and penetrate forward when all your momentum's going backwards. Yep. It's a lot harder to get that takedown. And it was really shocking to me that he didn't come out right away, touch gloves, and go right to the shot. Like, doesn't matter. Just go touch gloves, go right to the shot. He's thinking about it. Oh shit, this guy's going to really wrestle me. If you come out and circle a little bit, the takedown's coming, but we'll start getting into a little bit of an exchange. And then if I touch you one time, which is what happened, it made him like, oh shit, that guy just got hit. Then he starts circling. He starts panicking a little bit. Then he starts using energy, and Pavlovich is just like, okay, I got you now. Started walking after him, touching him, and fight was over. If you don't use your wrestling, Curtis Blaydes, you're like all the other heavyweights. Guy that can hit hard, and that's it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. You have one of the most unique abilities in the heavyweight division is to fucking wrestle. Go out there and utilize it. I don't care if you got to chase this guy around his fucking hands and knees. Get that takedown. If you don't get it, get back up to your feet, punch and shoot again. Punch and shoot again. They will get tired of defending takedowns because you've been wrestling your whole damn life, and you know what it's like to grind it out. These guys, they haven't been wrestling their whole life, and they I can tell you, I've seen him. He's gotten better at his wrestling takedown defense.
Yeah.
You get 2 or 3, though, he ain't the same guy. I know he was a baby when he was at AK. He was young.
Yes.
And I know he looks like he's filled out into being a full-fledged man right now. And he's got quick hands. And I think he's a great talent.
He is.
I think Curtis really just didn't utilize the one tool that was going to get him to a title shot. Doesn't make any sense. I'm baffled. I'm completely baffled by this.
Dave, do me a favor. Pull up Sergey Pavlovich's record there real quick. Alistair Overeem. Mm-hmm. Okay. I knew it was someone in the UFC, and I could not remember who it was.
Yeah.
That was his loss. Okay. There we go. First time. And that was the night that Blaydes was actually fighting Ngannou as the main event. Think about that.
That's crazy,
Kaboom.
right?
Boom. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. But big win for Sergey. And if you're looking at it, He's right there in title contention now.
Yeah.
He's right at the top of the food chain there. If that fight with John Jones and Stipe doesn't come about, there's your guy.
You would think they'd make him a backup.
Oh, yeah.
You would think. Because, I mean, there's no better place to be in life than a backup to a heavyweight fight. You don't have to cut weight. You just fucking show up and fight. Just train.
Show up.
Do your training. That's it.
That's it.
I fucking hate heavyweights. They can just show up and fucking
You're
fight.
so jealous.
I am, man. Let's see these
so
guys
jealous.
with a big plate of food in front of them the whole week.
Damn
And I'm
straight,
just like,
baby.
screw you guys, man.
That's the way to do it.
Next fight.
How about a steak? Bruno Silva against Brad Tavares. Man, this thing was going. I don't know. What did you think Brad Tavares was fighting the right fight?
I thought he was right in the beginning.
Okay, so did I.
And then he got clipped. And then
he got clipped. And as soon
as he got clipped, he
trouble.
just didn't fight smart.
Yeah.
He was in panic mode. And
Yep. Bruno Silva's got good stand-up. And look, he's got heavy hands. So you take a look, the knee is what really started the whole thing with the stoppage and everything. But, I mean, I love the fact that I thought Brad was fighting the right fight against Silva. Mm-hmm. It's just, dude, you can get hit.
Early stoppage?
Hurt. No.
I thought it was. Just
really?
a tiny second longer.
I mean,
he was still kind of in the knee to elbow guard position. He did take one big shot on the ground. Yeah. He defended for a second, took one big shot, and then he went back to like trying to kind of get to the legs a little bit, but kind of in a fetal position, knees to elbow position, that turtle shell position from his back.
Yeah, but when you go down because the knee that hit him and then the punches and stuff, I'm all right with it.
I get it. I understand. I mean, but you're the co-main event. And both these guys they've been good fighters.
I'm being honest, and I'm just going to tell you straight out. In the position that this fight was with, both guys want to win, but there's nothing on the line as far as the winner of this gets a title shot or anything like that. When I have that, I want it to go a little bit more. Yeah. Because I want to give the guy every chance.
Got it.
If it's not, I'm okay with it. Bobby Green against Jared Gordon, though. Bobby Green, I love him. Jared Gordon came out, and I was very impressed with Jared Gordon in this fight. I really thought he was fighting smart. I liked the way he was trying to attack Bobby, and he was landing some shots, not a ton, but he was landing some shots. Bobby Green came forward on that. When you look at the head clash and stuff, it was awkward, but I think he was looking towards actually throwing an elbow too, off of it. So their heads clashed. You would not have any idea what that does, but it can actually cause you to go down.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? But it was, and it was, you can look at it and people, I've already had people telling me, yeah, but Gordon was there, he was defending, and it was what Bobby did after that. No, he got hurt, and that's why he went down. It's the same as if he got punched, but by something illegal. You can't sit there and there we go again. You can't sit there and do that and say, "Oh no, you should let it go." No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the official. It's hard to see the headbutts in those situations like that, but
you wouldn't know anything about that.
You candy ass bitch.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this footage and I'm going to send it to Andy Foster, the California Commission, and say, figure this shit out. Why can't you guys be like this? Huh?
Because it's nothing to say.
But then you saw it was a headbutt that night when I fought Patricky. You should have went over to the commission and said, "Hey, as a headbutt,
I did.
We want to talk about it. Let's make it a no contest." That son of a gun. That's the last fight of my career is a loss by a headbutt.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. You got up.
He was still defending. He was still defending until
he didn't get up.
Yeah. I looked at the ref for some help, but for some reason that old man didn't see shit either.
That fucking ref doesn't like you though.
Fucking, I know, I can tell. Fucking son of a bitch.
I love
it just pissed me off. Oh man.
With the one again, and this is Bobby Green is such a good guy, but he thought he got it to win, and then Keith Peterson comes in and tells me, he goes, "Be a no contest." What? Okay.
Okay.
What? Okay.
But the thing is, he loves to fight. He loves this game, man. You can tell the way he's doing. He's in the cage. He loves it, and that's the best part about Bobby Green.
Yep.
You know, he's a really good fighter. Really good fighter.
He is, and he's a good person.
All right, John. I'm gonna skip the Lucindo fight. She's got fast hands, good boxing, but the Jeremiah Wells and Semelsberger,
great fight. That was a good fight.
Yep.
Talk to me, Goose.
Well, I thought Semelsberger did some good stuff, man. Had some great shots on the feet, good Wells, but Wells just had the wrestling. He had the control on the ground. Every time Semelsberger hurt him and rocked him,
he was able to get
the takedown. But John, the damage versus the control on the top. Yeah. We're in that. I thought Semelsberger probably should have won.
Okay,
but I'm not mad at the decision.
But I will give it at least Jeremiah Wells was attempting to strike. He was attempting to do elbows. He was attempting to look for submissions. He was not just sitting there doing nothing, holding on. He was going after him. You know, if you're in the stand-up, I thought, Semelsberger is the winner, but it was more of it way on the ground than there was in the stand-up. So,
but yeah, I know there was way more, but he rocked him and dropped him a couple. He dropped him in both in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So I would have thought
I had Semelsberger winning.
Yeah, I had him winning.
He did the damage.
Not by much. I mean, like I said, look, in this day and age, it's not a robbery.
No.
It's just called what it is. It was a close fight back and forth. Someone's got to win. Someone's got to lose 99.9% of the time.
Yep.
And it was a good fight. I actually wouldn't mind seeing that fight again, to be honest. I mean, later on down the road. Hopefully when both of them around. Christos Giogis or whatever. Gallegos versus Ricky Glenn.
Dude.
Nasty.
Big time shot.
Big time.
Yep. Good
Nasty.
knockout.
John, disgusting.
No, it was
he
great.
Got hit, and it was like a fucking tree falling on Big John. Bing. Big tree.
Big tree going down. Yeah.
But Ricky Glenn, really good.
The best part is when Ricky Glenn got up, like, no.
Nah.
He's falling over. He's going. It's like, yeah, you got hit.
Good striker versus a really good grappler. Just could never get the fight to the ground, and Christos looked good. Just good straight punches right down the pipe. Boom, boom, boom. Done deal. Nice shot. Yeah. Teetering. Woo. Yep. Next fight.
No. Montel Jackson taking on Ronnie Yahya. Honey Yahya, if you want to say it the right way. But, I look at this one and let's just be honest. Hani is getting old.
Yeah, that's the first thing I was thinking.
He's really slow. He was never a fast fighter, but he's really slow now. And, he's taking the shots that he's taking, at least, he was always so, ground oriented, still is ground oriented, but at least he would try to move himself and he would actually, go to the ground, and trying to avoid shots and stuff. He's getting hit by shots he didn't get hit by before. And, I don't know. I know he still wants to be in the game and stuff, but he's taking big shots. Montel Jackson put some good shots on him, put him out.
Yeah. I started tuning in on the Usman versus Tafa fight, and I kind of wish I didn't.
So did I.
It was the first like 2.5, 3 minutes was fantastic, and then after that it was.
Yep.
Usman did what he had to do to win.
Yeah,
that's a win's a win, baby. When I look back at the records, all I'm going to see is a W.
Usman
I'm not going to go back
figured
and
out.
research.
I'm not going to stand up with this dude anymore. I'm getting hit. I'm getting hurt.
Yeah. He's got to work on his technique though. He dips his head a lot low. He kind of swings really wild.
Boy, he swings wild.
And I know he's got a lot of power, but he swings really wild. And Tafa showed him what power was. He's got controlled power. Just boom, boom, boom. But with Tafa, go ahead.
Muscles don't make punching power.
Nope. I know. I wish they did because I'd have been fucking knocking everyone out.
Dude, you fucking have those little tiny 22 hands, so baby.
These fucking little tiny baby
22
hands.
caliber hands. Man.
So bad. 22. Isn't there a smaller bullet than that? It's called a BB gun.
Yeah, there's a 177 pellet.
Like an airsoft. It's like I got airsoft hands. Oh, man. Oh, fuck. All right, well, hey, that's going to wrap up
hard to throw with power when you got little tiny puff hands.
That's going to wrap up our UFC card talk. And let's go into Bellator 294, which was on Friday night for the troops. Liz Carmouche versus Deanna Bennett.
Boy,
give it to me, John.
Deanna Bennett was winning. Deanna Bennett I know now was up 3-0 on all the judges' scorecards.
Wow.
He had given her the first 3 rounds.
Wow.
I had thought that you could have given Liz the second. It was close, and I can understand why they gave it to Deanna. Deanna was fighting great. She was absolutely utilizing her wrestling. She was doing good even in the stand-up, and when it hit the ground, she was all over Liz and giving her nothing but problems.
Yeah. Woof. I mean, I think Liz, just being who she is in terms of all of her experience, is that she just was like, okay, first round drop, no big deal. Second round drop, no big deal. Or close to second round, and then third round drop. All right, I got to start picking this shit up. Just came out, just was like, okay, look, you had your time. Let me start taking this thing over. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I thought Deanna looked fucking fantastic.
She did.
My concern was that she was going to win. And after missing weight, you got to give her an automatic title shot. I like her. She's a little weird, but I like her. In a weird way, like in a weird, fun way.
She's
like,
weird.
A nice person.
She's weird in a very fun and friendly fashion.
Very friendly, very friendly.
Yes.
She's a sweetheart.
Yes.
But yeah, just I hate to see people win a title exchange, which she wouldn't have won the title.
No,
and then
I
turn around.
I hate to see someone with an opportunity given to them to fight for a world title and not make weight. And here's the problem with it. My scale. When I hear my scale, I look at you like, all right, you're possibly one of the dumber people I've ever met. Okay, because your scale means nothing. There is a scale there for you to weigh in anytime you want. It's the official scale. You're going to step on that scale. Don't give me the thing about my scale. And if it comes down to it, then bring your scale down to that scale.
Every time.
Step on that scale and then step on your scale and take it and put it to the number that the official scale was. And now your scale will put you at least close to what the official scale is.
When I, midway through Strikeforce, and then when I got to the UFC, they were doing the same thing. Is you show up on Tuesday for your fight.
Yeah.
And they would check your weight.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to see where you're at. That was considered to be the official scale. It was calibrated, everything like that. I'd set my digital scale to that weight. And it was normally like half pound off
it might be a couple tenths off.
Yeah, it wasn't much. It was like at the most it was a half pound. It was never a full pound. Never.
Yeah.
And the scale that I had was so good. I took that fucking thing with me everywhere. I took it everywhere because I just knew it was right on. It was exactly what it needed to be. I never once missed weight. I was never over by more than, a fraction of whatever it was. I was never overweight, period. But I'm saying, when they said 154.5, it was always 150. My scale said 154.7 or something. It was nothing. It's just that's bad. Like, your coaches should be doing that. Your camp should be doing it. You should be doing it. You guys should know.
Hello.
Hey, there's money on the line. World title shots on the line. What are you doing?
Huh?
Just not very smart. Anyways, congratulations to Liz, though. Good job. Little slow start again. Got to get out of that habit, hon. Got to get out of that habit.
It's funny because, we had talked to her about it, right? Let's be honest. We had to sit down and say, you got to start faster.
Yeah.
You got to do this. And she had the Kana Watanabe fight. She does that. She tried to come out fast in the first Juliana fight, but she did come out fast in the second one. And you think, okay, she's got it. And then this, you go, nope, coming out slow on that one. But the one thing I'm going to give super big props to her, she put the title on the line. Now, she did it for several reasons, but one is, that's a title defense. And I love the fact that, I'm not going to just have a loss and still be champion. So, love the fact that she's got the right attitude, and she's just a dynamite person.
Yeah. No, I agree. Tim Johnson, honorable mention. Tough, gritty fight. Needed it, though, because he was on the losing track. And same thing with Syed Soma. Both of them need to get a win. One of them did, and wasn't the best of fights, but it was a game plan. Both of them got to get started a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
They've got to work on that. But there was a lot at stake for both of them. I don't know if Syed's going to be back, coming off of his losses, and then Tim coming off of his losses got the win. So I think he was on his last fight of his contract also, so maybe he'll come back. We'll see. But Sarah McMahon versus Arlene Blanco.
Came in, first time in Bellator. Put on a really good performance. Third round, she was almost out, dude. Almost out.
Yeah.
I could see her eyes in the moment. They were glossed over, and she just dove. She had that look and dove for the. She was able to get the takedown, which saved her, and able to ride out the rest of it. But it's not easy.
I saw Arlene in the lobby afterwards, and I said, you made some critical mistakes. There was opportunities for you to get out and away, and you decided to stand close or try to wrestle yourself, and it backfired. She threw a spinning back fist when she had just got escaped, and she threw a spinning back fist. What do you think is going to happen? She's going to lower her head, maybe knock her out. Chances are very slim because a wrestler's natural instinct is to lower their level and shoot.
Lower it. Yeah.
As soon as they see you make big movements like that, they lower the level and shoot. Good performance by Sarah McMahon. She had a great job of just weathering the storm in that third round, getting to her takedown, controlling the rest of the fight. Takedowns were key, and Arlene just got to go back to the drawing board and be a little bit smarter about how she approaches a fight like that.
Yep.
The man. I love this guy.
The Italian gangster Danny Sabatello. I love the guy.
Yep.
He is funny as hell. Going up against Marcus Breno, who is a damn good fighter. And Danny Sabatello, tenacious with the takedowns. Very there's something about those Purdue wrestlers, because very John Fitch-like, and that just tenacious in, doesn't matter if I didn't get it, I'm going to go again. I'm going to go again. I'm going to go again. And he just did that over and over to where, he ends up in the second round. Now he's in control. Now he gets the back. And a really nice job of getting the submission victory with the rear naked choke. Danny Sabatello's got a huge upside.
Yeah. I read the comments. Everyone's like, oh man, like Danny Sabatello comes from ATT. He basically just stole Colby's shtick, and he's the same exact fighter. And you guys fucking shit on Colby. I really like Colby. No. So if you guys listen to our show, I like him. Maybe I don't like the way he acts sometimes, not in terms of his shtick that he does, but like you can't expect him to say shit to people he trains with. There's a difference. Danny Sabatello's loved in his gym. This dude, Colby, is fucking pissing everybody off in his gym, the ones that are helping him get better. So don't tell me that they're the same people. One is an asshole to people behind it, the people that have helped him get there. This guy, he's loved in the same damn gym. That's one thing. Two is Danny Sabatello, that's not a shtick. He really is like that. He's nice, super nice, but if he's fighting you, he's fighting you. Fuck you, I'm fighting you, and when I'm done, I'll shake your hand and say it is what it is. That's what he is. He still doesn't like Rafian Stotts. He wants to get that fight back, but the thing is, he's a winner, man. The kid is a grimy winner. He wants to be the best. He understands who's in his way. Don't expect him to be friends with people in his weight class, but he's friends with everybody in his gym. That's the difference between the two. I admire Colby for everything he's done. I love the fact that like he had that shtick that was working for him, the whole MAGA thing and the whole, in the fights, and he can fight. Colby Covington can fight. There's no doubt about that. I'm not denying any of that shit. He's tough and he's good. Yeah. But no, I don't shit on Colby Covington. I just tell you guys like it is, and all you Colby Covington fans fucking hit my comment section. Okay? I like Colby as a fighter. I could care less about him outside of whatever he does. I don't watch him for that. I watch him for his fighting abilities. Danny Sabatello, I know Danny personally. I don't know Colby personally. Again,
Colby crosses the line.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that's true.
When you go after and you start saying things about John Anik and your kids being fatherless, you've crossed the line.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
And Danny's made it very clear. I don't talk about people's religions. I don't talk about their kids, their wives. He's like, no, my problem is with you. Yeah, my problem is with you as a fighter. You're in my way. That's the difference. You guys keep saying they're the same. They are fucking nothing the same. Nothing alike. Nothing. All right. Anyways, next.
Levon Chokely against Michael Lombardo. Very tough fight. Chokely getting the win. Unanimous decision. I thought Lombardo fought well. There were some mistakes in there by both guys, but it was a very entertaining fight.
Good stuff.
Good enough. Achilles Mota beat Kenneth Cross. Kenneth Cross has got a lot of talent. He's going to be around for a while, but Achilles Mota proved that, you know what, you got to be the complete fighter, and you can't make any mistakes. Kenneth Cross made the mistake. He was out.
I talked to Kenneth real quick afterwards, and I said, hey, you did exactly what Juan Archuleta and Patchy did. You went real hard for as fast as you could, and when you had nothing after that, he's like, I walked back to the corner after the first round. He's like, fuck, I'm dead. He was exhausted. I said, there's an adrenaline dump. I said, I saw the way you were walking around the hotel this whole week. You were like
Yep.
high. You were amped. You were amped. Then you got in there, and about 3.5 minutes in, all that ampness was gone. Like it was gone. So yeah, I don't know. It was, he's frustrated. He's upset, but he understands what he has to do. And I just told him, I was like, hey, you got to learn to rest in positions that you are winning. Don't rest in the shitty positions. Just go back and work on that in training. Get yourself out of shitty positions when you're dog dead tired. That'll teach you. And then when you're on top, that's when you control them and make them work. Next fight.
Tyrell Fortune against Sergey Bellostini. This is one of those unfortunate disqualification. Tyrell had controlled most of the fight. Sergey was turning it on, turned it around, ends up where he's doing elbows. The elbow strikes to the head were legal.
Yeah.
I didn't see any elbow strikes that were illegal. It was the hammer fists. The hammer fists were illegal. Unfortunately, it wasn't stopped fast. There was, you got to figure when you're working with a fighter that doesn't speak your language, you've got to be able to either have that thing that you've communicated in the back of what you're going to say or how long you're going to go and what you're going to let him do, or you're going to stop it right away before it gets out of control. Kind of got a little bit out of control, but unfortunately it was a disqualification with a guy that in Sergey Bellostini, who, look, he's going to be good. He's tough. I've watched him fight. He's fast. He's got power, and he'll fight. So I'd love to see him back.
A horrible fucking job by the ref. Just disgusting. Well, John, it was the elbow shot was legal.
Again, but this is the problem. I'm not saying you're wrong, but this is what people need to understand. It's when we talk all the time about, look, you're not fighting enough. You got to get in there because it's repetitions that make you better. Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same thing with the referees. You're looking at guys who are working in Hawaii, who live in Hawaii. They don't do that many fights. Yeah. And so when you're used to doing things with guys that are just English speakers, Hawaiians, from the island and things like that. And it's a different, the bigger shows have, a variety of, fighters from around the world in different languages, and you got to know how to deal with it. And unfortunately, in that situation, the referee hasn't had that many repetitions lately. He's not used to dealing with that, and he makes the slow decision.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think had he stopped, one thing was when he said, you're hitting the back of the head, he didn't say it loud enough. That's one. Two is, you got to start putting he didn't.
You got to put your hand there.
You got to put your hand out there or something. You got to stop the action. After the first one, you stop the action. Maybe you would have seen either a no contest, or we would have seen a point taken, and then the fight would have continued.
Yes.
But that wasn't done properly.
Yep.
All right, that's going to wrap up our Bellator talk. Let's get right into this boxing.
Oh, my goodness. We had Gervonta Tank Davis against Ryan Garcia. Didn't go as long as I thought it would. I actually thought it would go a little bit longer. But
did you?
I think Tank Davis called the 7th round.
He said 7th or 8th. He's
becoming the Mystic Mac of boxing.
Let's calm down, guys. Let's calm down.
He put Garcia down in the 2nd round.
Mm-hmm.
And
nice little shot.
That was a clean shot.
Yeah.
That was a nice shot.
Little uppercut kind of / hook.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
The body shot, and I've seen a lot of people, saying that Ryan Garcia quit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Okay. And the other part, what created the problem for Ryan Garcia was not, he was throwing a punch at the same time that he took that body shot. If you look where his arm's at, it's out, which is exposing that rib and that, diaphragm area. And man, when it shuts down, unless you've been hit with it, you'll never know. And God bless you for not knowing. But if you've been training ever or anything, you'll understand. You can't stand. You try. Your legs just don't work, and you're not breathing, and it's a horrible feeling. I do think that the weight little bit could have possibly been some effect on the fight. Has some effect on his legs and things like that moving. Gervonta was smart in the way his management handled that. Give him credit. And Ryan Garcia, agreed to everything, so there's no excuses here. No excuses. Gervonta proved I'm the better boxer right now by far.
A couple things. I can see why people thought he quit, because all you do is you stand up and then you walk forward a second and then you just take a knee again. That's it. Take your two knees, give yourself some time. Okay? That's what I would do. I would stand up, I'd circle around and just kind of hunch over until Gervonta came forward, and then take a knee. There, you get another 10 seconds.
Yep.
Or a little bit of time at least. That would have given you the amount of time. That's why I think people are criticizing. You got to be smart in those situations. Diego Corrales, when he fought Castillo.
Sometimes the brain ain't working the same way.
I agree with you. Diego Corrales, though, when he fought Castillo, smartest fucking thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Oh, spit out the mouthpiece.
Takes the mouthpiece out, puts it on the mat. Fucking, ref picks it up, puts it back in his mouth. Gets dropped again, spits it out. Whatever, man. I fucking lost. Either this or I get knocked out. An L is an L at the end of the day.
There you go.
And look what happened in that fight. Came back. Boom, boom, boom.
Knocked him out.
Nicely done. Now, I'm not saying that would have happened in this fight, but it gives you an opportunity to come back, and that was the, I think that's why people were criticizing whether he quit or not. Now, there's also a video going around. There's a boxer that had put out a video saying, hey, I was sparring with you, 2 weeks ago, and I hit you to the body and hurt your ribs. And I apologize. I saw that you lost, and I hope it wasn't from me. You can't use any excuses. Shit happens in sparring. If you needed the extra time to push the date a little bit, I know there's a lot of money involved in all this stuff, but man, you got to think about your career.
But I'll give Ryan Garcia credit. Yeah. He really did a great job of pushing this fight and promoting it and saying the right things and all the good stuff that he did, because he talked his ass off through it and everything. And they're going to fight again somewhere along the road. Maybe they won't based on size. It's a possibility that they'll never match up size wise again. Look, Ryan Garcia is still a good fighter. He's got to learn from the experience. And Gervonta Davis has proven, I think right now, he is the guy in boxing that everyone's going to watch.
Yeah, I look at where they were. Like in the first round, Gervonta was having, he was on the outside, sticking and moving, doing a good job, landing clean shots. Second round, dropped him, sat him to his butt. Third, fourth, I gave to Gervonta also. Fifth, I think even gave him the fifth. The sixth, though, I saw Ryan start to kind of come on a little bit. And then in that seventh round, right before he got dropped, he was actually landing some clean, hard shots. He was getting a little carried away, and I think that's when Gervonta saw that there was a wide opening. Just boom, let's start getting to the body because he's taller than me.
Well, he was ducked down inside.
Yep.
And I think that Ryan looked at it like, oh, I'm going to catch him as he's coming up. He never came up. He just ripped.
No.
Nice shot.
It was nicely placed, though. Beautifully placed. Yeah. But where does he go from here? Does Gervonta fight Haney? Does he fight what's his name?
Shakur?
No,
Shakur.
Haney or Shakur, I think. But I mean, both those guys are really tough fights, and I think they're
yes.
How much bigger are they than him, though? I'm not sure.
Haney's a lot bigger as far as
it seems like it.
Height and he's real thin and everything, but Haney's hard to hit. Dude, he's so good.
He's got good movement. He uses his reach.
He's hard to hit.
He's a technician. Love watching him fight.
He's got a 71-inch reach, where I would say Gervonta's somewhere in the 60s.
Yeah.
Let's see what reach is.
66.
You're seeing 66 somewhere?
No, I'm not. I'm just guessing.
I don't see anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
28 years old.
We'll see.
Reach is... Oh, I thought it would be... Oh, yeah, there it is right there. 67.5.
67 compared to 71.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what Ryan Garcia's, I'm sure, was a lot longer, or not a lot longer, but longer than his.
Oh, yeah.
And just you can use that reach advantage and make it a disadvantage because he gets inside with his head in the chest and just hit the body, come back over the top of the head.
Well, he has
a little bit of that bulldog
down.
Yeah, he's got that bulldog style in him, man. He's got it down. So a little bit of that Mike Tyson kind of.
He can take a shot.
No, he can. He does leave himself open.
He does, but he takes a shot well.
Yeah, you and I were talking about it quite a bit, and said that it was one of those fights where we thought Ryan might have a chance if he could keep him on the outside. but he just got overzealous.
Wasn't
And Gervonta capitalized, and he capitalized every single time. His forehead was in his chest. Came up with the uppercut right from there, and that little
Smart
uppercut
game
hook.
plan.
Yep, and then he hit him with a body. Boom. I mean, nice work. Nicely done. I want to know, I'm excited to see who they kind of try to line him up against next. Maybe him and Loma.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking him and Loma, but Loma's slowing down, and, Loma's slick. I don't know.
Slick.
Yeah, he's slick. He is slowing down though. He is. You can see in his last couple fights, he's not the same fighter he was, 5 years ago. But not many people are.
Hello.
All right, Dave, you got anything else for us?
No. So there are obviously a ton of fights announced on 420. I think UFC was definitely enjoying 420 that day because a ton of fights came out. But
someone was smoking something.
Yeah, for sure. We'll find a time where we're talk about doing a live stream or in the midweek show. So one of those two, we'll review those fights and we'll break them down. I know we have potential guests and stuff like that. So we're working on it and we'll figure it out and then we'll let you guys know via social media. So
hey, one thing I want to bring up, Brandon Royval talked about after his fight that, he should never have been, on an undercard. I should always be on the main card and stuff. And Dana White came out saying, you know what? He's right. We fucked up.
Yep.
I love him. That was great. Because
Well,
he's right. He says, sometimes we make mistakes, and we made a mistake there. And it's like, way to go. Because you know what? That dude is money. He comes to fight. He puts on a show. Win or lose, he's out there doing his thing and making things happen. So
Dana's
way
made
to
it
go
very
for Dana being true.
Dana's made it very clear. He's like, we've been fucking up a lot lately as a promotion.
Yeah.
And he's like, we've got to get it fucking fixed. He's like, I don't know what we're doing. He's like, but we got to get it fixed. So whatever it is that's going on, I mean, we all understand that it's not easy. Like everyone thinks that Dana understands that he sees every single fight. He doesn't.
No,
He's got so much other shit on his mind.
We have things happening all the time. I'm going, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy, but it is what it is.
Yep.
Other people make those decisions.
One last thing. Tim Sylvia won his slap fight. Congratulations to him.
That's,
fucking nasty, vicious knockout.
yeah.
Ooh, but congratulations to my boy, man. Tim Sylvia. Long time no see, long time no chat, but still my boy, man. And wish you nothing but the best and success. Also, go to onlyfans.com/weighing in. Subscribe to us over there. It's free. Fan questions probably coming in this week sometime. And hit up the Weighing In merch. weighingin.merch.com. Pick up some of our hoodies, sweaters, all sweatshirts, and all that stuff. But it's getting to t-shirt season. So make sure you guys hit up the t-shirt area. And we keep talking about getting new designs out. So we got to get that stuff going before the summer hits.
That would be you and I having to actually do work, though.
Oh, man. I mean, we just worked all week, 2 shows. That's
Thank
a lot
you.
of work.
I don't get any rest.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Look, we want you guys to continue to share our content. We're very blessed to have so many of you guys following us and subscribe to our channels. Thanks for sticking with us, and make sure you hit that thumbs up. I'm hearing the thumbs up and the bell. We've got some interviews coming this week of some fighters that just fought last weekend, so just hit that thumbs up and hit the bell, get the notifications, and smash the subscribe button. Thank you guys for following us, and John, take us away.
Thank you to everyone for listening, and we will see you.